We had that backdoor front take the edge off of the excessive heat we had, but we unfortunately do still have heating to go. 100, 101 across our area today. We still have high pressure that's kind of hanging around. We're on the east side of it, which means that we're getting a north wind, kind of helping to bring some of that humidity down. At least it has the last couple of days. It might be on the rise a little bit as we go through the latter half of this week. And then overnight tonight, 80, 81 degrees for your lows. So we're still dealing with summer here, but the good news is we're looking at things that could be on the way in terms of changes that could stick. Now, we do still have records to look at for today. 105 in 2010 at DFW, 107 in the simmering summer of 1980 there in Waco. Normal temperatures, that is, 95 at DFW, 97 at Waco. So they are slowly but surely ticking down. We are getting closer to the beginning of meteorological fall as we get to September 1st, but we still have some heat alerts to talk about. Heat advisories for all 4 counties right now. Excessive heat warnings closer to the high pressure center and on the west side of that front. That's kind of the difference maker here. That front is really kind of draped across parts of north and central Texas. The excessive heat goes from Waco to Gatesville over to Comanche and on up towards Breckenridge. So we are looking at quite warm temperatures out there. We're on the east side of it. It's still warm, but not excessively warm out there. Now, we do also have air quality alerts in place, unfortunately, so we are going to have to deal with poor air quality for today. And in addition to that, we also do have the allergens out there, chenopods, elm, and grass in the medium-high range. So let me kind of show you what we're looking at here. For one, we might have a few clouds move in today, mostly over the eastern parts of our area. We have a disturbance that's moving south. We've had a few of these, and you can see kind of that general clockwise rotation of that high pressure. It's been bringing some of these disturbances down, but unfortunately the high pressure has enough sinking air. We haven't gotten any rain out of it, so we're going to continue to see that pattern continue today, tomorrow. Now, what I'm watching over in Florida right now, quite a few thunderstorms going on. I'm actually waiting to go pick up a friend at the airport that he's sitting in an airplane out there waiting for these storms to clear. But we will see a tropical low actually come together and make its way across the Gulf Coast here over the next few days, and could bring us a few showers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday range here, and that will bring in an east wind, which also could bring us back to normal temperatures, 95, 96, 97, as we get into next week. Looking farther than that, things get more interesting. Now, if you are a Patreon supporter or a paid subscriber on Facebook, you'll see on Sunday the first episode of what I'm calling Modelology, which is where we will get into the models and talk about what we're seeing coming long term. And what we see is the possibility, and there's more buzz coming out about it right now in the meteorological community, about a cold front that could move in right around Labor Day. And that would be timely for the beginning of meteorological fall on September 1st. So for right now, unfortunately, there's not much going on to help us here, but there could be help on the way as we go forward here. As I mentioned, we have this front that's kind of draped across the state. On the east side of it, you see more heat advisories, excessive heat on the west side of it, closer to the high pressure center. So it's actually drier on the west side of it, which makes for more efficient heating. And we will see higher heat index values as closer to the front you do get higher dew points. So unfortunately, it's pretty uncomfortable today, but I will be watching to see, number one, what does this tropical low do? If we can track that a little farther north, could be more clouds, lower temperatures, and maybe more rain. But right now it looks like it's going to stay mostly south of us here in central Texas, towards the hill country there, towards the Rio Grande. But anything is possible. I will continue to watch that, and then we will be watching the far fringes of the forecast period to see if that front might make it down here. That might make a bigger change. So as far as the forecast right now, I just have a 10% chance of rain today, tomorrow. We have these disturbances coming in from the north. I showed you that. I can't roll out a shower or two, but I really think they're unlikely. 100 for the next few days. I think we don't get much higher than that. I'm not expecting excessive heat here. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that's when we start to see that tropical low make its way. Could see more clouds, probably seeing lower temperatures. And then as we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, we get into next weekend, that's where we'll start watching for this front. Now, I will say, that I think by Wednesday we should have a pretty good idea of what to expect. The good news is the models handle these larger features better than a lot of the little disturbances and things that we see coming through. That was the trouble in May, right? It was hard to tell what was going to happen the following day because everything depended on what was going on after it. So we'll be watching those forecast models to see if the trends continue to be pretty consistent as they have been so far. So we could have a big, very timely seasonal change in store for the Labor Day weekend. But for now, just hot, continued hot out there. Again, I don't expect us to get much more than 100 degrees, 101, maybe 102 a couple of places, and then we start to finally, again, take the edge off a little bit more as we get into next week.